Welcome back, it's me, Austin Miller, the Gentleman Caller, and today we are back in the garden and we are going to plant some cucumbers. But I'm going to show you a really special apparatus that you can build so that it trains the cucumbers to grow upward as opposed to growing out on the ground, which is going to make it a lot easier to harvest and it's probably going to give you a higher yield as well. We're going to plant some Boston mini cucumbers because these are going to be the best for pickling, which is what I intend to do with them, and they're going to be absolutely gorgeous. And this apparatus is going to be very unobtrusive. You won't even notice that it's there. So, this is the Gentleman Caller's Boston Baby Cucumber Building Apparatus. Let's get started. So this is essentially a leaning structure, and I've decided to lean it on the wooden fence in the backyard. You can see the nail line where there is a 2x4 behind those actual planks. So I measured 4 feet off, and now I'm using a level to make sure that it's perfectly straight. The idea is that the wood screws are going to be screwed into the most structurally stable part of the fence. Now I got some spray paint, and I put some little dots where my screws are going to go once my pipes are cut. Then I put some more spray paint dots in the middle of the flower bed / garden area where the cucumbers are going to be planted. I measured from the one spray paint dot to the other spray paint dot so I could get an idea about the length of the PVC pipe I was going to need. It turned out it was about 86 inches because you have to leave about 4 inches of depth into the soil. We're going to go see my cousins over here at Stan's Shopping Center. Stan's was founded in the 1920s by my great-great-grandfather and his son, and it used to be the only game in town here, and it's pretty much one-stop shopping. And this old feed, seed, lawn and garden center, that was the original building. Here's the real adventure, shoving 8 feet of pipe into a Corvette. Yeah, just riding down the streets with PVC pipe sticking out of the car. So, I measured off my PVC pipe and made a mark, and I'm going to saw a little bit on the diagonal because it is a leaning structure. And I'm not using a mechanical saw for this, I'm just using a handheld because it's really not that big a deal. You can see the angle I used there. It's not precise, but it's close enough and it will absolutely get the job done. So then I lined up both pieces of pipe and I measured off in 4-inch increments where I'm going to drill the holes through which the jute twine is going to go. You can choose to go 5 or 6 inches if you want. I went with 4. I got my drill and started drilling holes. You want the hole to go through both sides of the PVC pipe because the string is going to go completely through, and you'll see how we do that in a minute. Because I want it to disappear essentially completely, I got some brownish spray paint and just painted them out. You can use brown, you can use gray, use whatever you like so that you don't end up seeing this thing. So I took some jute twine and I cut it into 15 6-foot long pieces, and now so that it doesn't slip through the hole, I'm going to take and place a washer at the end of each piece. I'm just going to tie it in a little knot here. Twice. The weather's starting to look a little bit inclement. I think we might be planting in the rain. I took about 6 inches of a fine gauge thin wire and essentially crafted a needle threader out of it. So you stick it through both holes, you take your jute, you stick it through the middle of your needle threader and whoosh, you pull it through the other side all the way to the washer and it'll remain really secure. So you stick that stake in the ground, then you stick the other stake in the ground. As you can see, I'm getting it good and shoved in about 4 inches. You'll want to have drilled a hole in the top. I'm taking a large wood screw and I'm only using one. And I'm putting that screw through the hole that I've drilled and into the 2x4 that's behind those fence planks. Those PVC pipes, they weigh really, really little, and so just that one screw is really going to do the trick. Then you go back to your little needle threader that you made, and you just repeat the same process on the other side. Once you've pulled the string through, you just tie a knot on the other end. I'm tying a really simple basic knot that's going to make sure that there's tension in the string. See, there's the little thing that I'm doing. Do something you're familiar with that you know is going to work. It's no big deal. Then you take your scissors and you trim off the excess. Don't leave that fringe hanging down. Now, I didn't seed these myself. This is a Bonnie plant. You can get them at any local retailer. I dug 2 little holes, and because there are multiple plants in here, I split it in half, which is good for the root system as well. Yeah, and so I just shoved them in the ground. There's the other hole, and I'm going to shove this bad boy in too. And that's all you do, kids. We got it done, even in the rain. Look at this. Absolutely blends into the landscape. So come back for more. This is the Gentleman Caller, signing off.